Yesterday, January 23rd, was the day that marked my 100th day of discipline. 100 days of staying consistent. In this video, I'm gonna explain first what it was to celebrate the 100 days. I'm gonna tell y'all what I improved at, what I gained. Was it worth doing this 100 days of discipline? I'm gonna tell y'all what would I do if I started over, and I'm also tell y'all how y'all can start it on your own. First, a discipline or a discipline list are things you're gonna do every single day that is gonna get you more discipline. The whole point of me even making this was because I was a very undisciplined person. I only went off motivation. I was only working off motivation, uploading off motivation, doing things I need to do off motivation. And I knew I needed to build discipline. So I was gonna make myself a discipline list of things I'm gonna do every day. And I knew eventually after a while I would build discipline naturally and I'll be able to put it into everyday things. So I started off the list with some things that I'm gonna talk about this later on actually when I tell y'all what to do. But I start off with things that relate to me and are broad. Because the goal is to build discipline, but also I wanna do things that are gonna help me get me closer to my personal goals. So it was things like, okay, read a chapter of the Bible every day so I can get closer with God, because that was one of my goals. It was also read pages of books I have, which is about money, mental, stuff like that. Those are more like specific type things that are more specific to my goals, but can also be used as discipline because one, they're a thing, because I made sure to do these things. One, my discipline has to be things that are actually good. So it can't be like drink 5 sodas a day. That's something bad that you don't want to build a habit of. So I did these things that are good and also a little bit challenging to do every day, because sometimes doing the good and like thing that you know is good for you, like the reading and stuff every day, it can be hard. Doing the like things that are not good for you, they are easier, but they don't feel as good at the end. Then I chose something broad, like working out. I said working out because it is something that helps me. It kind of gets me to my goals of having a better physique, but it's more of a broad thing that everyone can do. Now, one thing that I did do that I'm glad I did was start off small. Started off 5 pages, at least 5 push-ups, some crunches, a chapter, because I knew I was not as a disciplined person, so I had to build this over time. I didn't want to start with 20 pages a day, which I do now, because I knew I'm not going to be able to start doing 20 pages a day every single day starting from now when I don't even read one a day. So I started off with smaller things, and I started October 15th, by the way. And I can tell you, over time, like, after the first week, I just feel a lot better. I feel like, man, I'm getting more accomplished. I already feel smarter. I feel better. I feel like I'm using more of my day. Like, I don't feel like I'm wasting as much time. At the weeks after that, they kind of mush. I remember sometimes it was like hard, like one day, October 31st, Halloween, I had like places to be, so it's kind of hard to do my discipline, and I literally had to do it last second. But days like that show me like, man, I'm really dedicated to this, because even when I'm really busy and I really have an excuse to not do them, I still did it. So for those weeks I was just doing every day. Eventually, I think after like the 3rd, 4th week, I tweaked it. So I said 10 pages, at least 10 push-ups, stuff like that. But I didn't tweak them too much. I kept myself realistic, and I also, some days I would read more, I would do more push-ups, read more of the Bible, stuff like that. Another thing I had related I didn't talk about was I made sure to watch like educational videos, take notes about trading and the stock market, stuff like that. I added that later down the line. But again, for those weeks, I was just pretty much just locked in. Now, this is what I can tell you. My last week, it was my worst week because I was sick. So I had to dial it back a little bit, like say not doing as much. Still read a chapter of Bible, still read like a 5. Some days I could only read like 1 page because I was so sick, but I made sure to keep doing it. That week was it was almost poetic in a way to me. I was sick, but I was still determined to be like, man, I'm sick, bedridden, but I'm gonna still try to get what I said I'm gonna do done, because I said to myself I'm gonna do this for 100+ days, and I did do it. Funny enough, the last day, yesterday, was the day I was almost fully recovered. I'm still a little bit sick. I think I can tell by my voice, but it's funny because the last day, the 100th day, which I haven't quit, by the way, but the 100th day, it was kind of like a sun coming over. Now, these are things I can tell you I improved at. One, I am a lot more focused. When I am doing things, I'm not much distracted. Like, even at school, I related it to work. Like, I'll put my phone down, I'll do my work, then I'll get on my phone. Like, which is something weird for me, because I'm usually always on my phone, doing the work, and then being on my phone. But now when I do things, I'm almost programming my bare brain in a way to be concentrated. So it's like, you have a task to do the task, then you can do that later. If it's a long task, I'll still kind of get on my phone from here and there, but I'm usually like putting more time and effort in to get it done than to use my phone, which I can definitely say the discipline helped in that, because when I'm like reading, working out, I usually try not to use my phone. I try to put it aside, or I try to put it on my bed and not get distracted by it, because I want to be fully into what I'm doing. Second thing I can say that it definitely helped me out was my YouTube. Ever since I started the YouTube, I started the discipline journey October 15th, but I didn't kind of implement the YouTube into it to October 31st is when I uploaded that 4th video kind of back. The discipline list, I was doing it, but I was also thinking, okay, now I'm getting more discipline. I should start getting more discipline on my channel. That's when I started doing them daily upload streaks, being consistent, getting uploads out like every week, and it even led me to my longest streak, which I'm pretty sure was 20 days, which literally only got ended because I literally got sick. And even during my sickness, I still uploaded 1 or 2 videos. And even I guess during my sickness now, I still uploaded 3. And even when I think about it, my channel before I started the discipline, when I had those 3 videos, I had like 6 subs. When I started it, we are now at 199 subs. So that's just kind of the thing. When you're disciplining other areas of life and you move it over and you're bringing those same traits with you, they really help because they can like make things that are like dead still grow. Because now, like all right, say you started something and you weren't really that locked in, you weren't really that into it, you leave, but then you do something else that you're really locked into, you learn traits of like discipline. Okay, let me use this basketball example. When I was playing basketball, I was really locked in. I learned a bunch of things, hard work and stuff like that. But eventually with coaching, I lost interest for it, and eventually I quit. For a while, I was like, man, basketball was my way, bro. I don't know what to do now. But then I started finding other things to do that, make money and still have fun trading, this YouTube and stuff like this. So I was like, I could take what I learned from my basketball and apply it to here, the hard work, the stuff like that, never giving up, stuff like that. Use that in other things. So it's like you can use skills from things that you don't care about anymore, or even things that you do, and apply them to other things. This is why I wanted to learn discipline. That's why I say learning discipline is so important, because you can use it any skill, anywhere, at any time. Third thing I learned, a trait I picked up, was like never giving up. Like never, like I don't have the will to give up. I don't have the will to not do my discipline. For me, it feels like a target over, not a target, but like a checklist over my head every day when I wake up. Oh, have I done my discipline list? Have I done this yet to check it off? Have I done this? It's like I got to get these things done before I go to sleep, or I'm not going to be able to. Once I do them, it's like check. But then it's like, okay, have my fun time, but I'm still always finding other ways to be more productive in my day. So I think that's the last thing I'll say about it. Way more productive in my days. Like, I don't feel like days go by where it's just I'm doing nothing all day. I know days where I did nothing all day. Slept, woke up, played the game all day, probably took a nap, woke up, watched some TV, ate junk food, and played the game. Like, those days I feel like I didn't do nothing, accomplish anything all day. Now it's like days, even when I'm kind of lazy some days, do my discipline, I'm like, okay, at least I did that to where I haven't had a day wasted. Like, to me, it's really important, because I'm like, dang, 100 days. And I know for these 100 days, I did things that got me further. And I can see the results now. Like, 100 days, I stuck to it and I stayed at it. And I can look about those 100 days and be like, man, I didn't slack off those days. And I can look back and just say, okay, yeah, those 100 days, some of those days might have been better than others, but I knew every single one of those days I showed up and I put in the work. So I think like I gained a bunch of things. Probably things I'll start saying near the end once I remember them. But man, this Discipline Hill list led me a lot. I would recommend it. Now let me tell y'all, what would I do if I had to start over? I want to do a lot. I would keep it the same, but this is what I'll say to everyone trying to start their own list. So I'll first say, with your list, have the ability and do not be like non-open mind to tweak it sometimes. So I'm not going to tell y'all what to put on y'all list, but I recommend, I'm saying, put some broad and specific things. Like if you're a basketball player, do something related to basketball every day that's going to be better. One day it could be dribbling, one day it could be watching film, whatever. But then there could also be something like read, write, stuff like that. So you have specific to get you close to your more personal goals, but you also have things that are going to get you better and more discipline, stuff like that. But be willing to tweak your goals, because I know sometimes we can go in like, okay, I'm going to do 500 push-ups every day. Okay, I'm sure that's definitely possible to do, but especially if you're starting off, you're not as a disciplined person, just like me, do not do that, because you might do it for a day, you might do it for 2 days, 3 days, third day, I'm not going to do it at all. But if you said, I'm going to do 10 push-ups a day, and you kept doing it over a span of time, and you did it for 100 days, 10 times 100 is 1,000. So you would have been better off than the guy who did 500 push-ups one day, then quit the other days, and you just did 10 every day. So start off small, and over time, once you build confidence, once you build more trust in yourself, then start adding it more. That's what I did. Start off with 5 pages. After I did a week or two, I said, okay, I'm going to do 10 pages now. Then I turned it to 15. I'm taking steps, but I'm taking more smaller steps. Now I'm at the point with 20. Next, it'll be 25. Same with my working out. I'd start off small, let your wins build over time, gain you some small wins so your brain can know the confidence, okay, I can do things every day. I say these things because you will have days where you're going to have days where you don't feel like doing it. Don't tweak it just because you don't feel like, don't just because be like, okay, I'm only going to read 4 pages a day because I'm sad. No. There's going to be days where you are going to be like at a point where you just can't do it. You might be sick like me, and you have to tweak it. You have to be like, okay, maybe I'm just gonna read a page a day, page of this, do one push-up, or maybe it might not even like, it might be a page of this. One day you might be in the hospital, so you might have to say, okay, only thing I could do today is say positive affirmations, and that's gonna be something good, but you're gonna have to have your list tweaked, because life is life and things happen. Things are not gonna be 100% perfect every time, or go according to your plan. Like my plan, I thought, okay, I'm gonna be perfectly healthy that last week, boom, I'm gonna go even harder. Nah, I got sick with the bedridden virus. So have the ability to tweak your list. Then after a week or two, like enhance it up. And also for anyone wanting to start it, wanting to do it, I'd recommend getting you a paper and on your notes app, write discipline list, and every day you do it, put a mark there, because you want to keep track of how long you're doing it, because you might be doing these discipline things every day for like 3 weeks, but you might not even know it, and you might be like, how many weeks have passed by? You might say 2, and you're like, you know, you're not measuring it. So I'd say measure it so you can also see like, man, I've been doing this. Because, man, I'll tell y'all, when like 4 weeks passed by and I looked at all those tally marks that I did in my 5, and I was like, man, I've been doing it for this long. Now I can look, say, man, that's 100, 101. Well, no. Well, yeah, 101 now. It's like, it feels like an accomplishment. It feels like a reward. It makes you keep going because you want to put more in. So definitely keep track, because those wins are going to make your brain, you know, make you want to do more, make you want to win more. You know, we was given stars as kid as a good behavior, so it's like you want more stars, so you know you want to act better. That's exactly how this is. So I'm gonna tell y'all the best things. I'm gonna tell y'all just one. Best thing that's definitely helped me with concentration. You know, going out, taking risks as well, like doing the YouTube uploads, doing all this. It helped me with that so much. And I would definitely recommend this to anyone who wants to do it, who thinks that it's something good that could help them in their lives. I think y'all should definitely do it. Even if it's one thing, and you were like, I only want to do one thing every day, and it could be related to a goal. It could be you want to be a YouTuber, you want to add something to a discipline list that you're going to do every day. It could be something related to your YouTube channel. It doesn't have to be uploading every time, because, you know, sometimes you can't upload every day. You know, even I knew that. It could be writing down ideas if you can't upload. It could be, you know, doing a bunch of stuff. This is so good for your mental health, because you feel like you're maximizing your days. And also, once you do your discipline list and you do anything else productive, you're like, man, I'm doing what I need to do plus more. And notice how I say what I need to do. I'm not forced to do this at any point, but I'm at a point in life where it feels like wake up, do my thing, and then I can carry on. Wake up, get what I had to do done. I don't have to do that. I don't have to wake up, read, work out, stuff like that. But I'm at a point where I want to. I want to get better. I want to do this. You know what I'm saying? So that's the main key of the discipline list. It makes you want to get better, and it helps you in endeavors of life. That's it for this video. I'm going to edit it. I don't know if I'm going to upload it tonight or tomorrow. I'm going to let y'all boys know. Catch y'all boys later. Peace.